Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
How are you, Luca?
I am doing very well. I almost got started there. Hello, Mina. So, LinkedIn Live. Hello, LinkedIn
LinkedIn family.
family, audience, population. Um, why are we here, Mina? What's this about?
We are here to talk about ourselves and let people know all of the wonderful things that we're creating at Vinton.
Right.
So this is an informal conversation where we talk about the products that we've built, how you can use these products in your scenario, your day-to-day scenario. So we talk about all of these many things, and as we talk, we answer any questions that anybody has. So it's just a session with everyone who wants to understand us more and why we do things and how we do them.
So welcome everybody. If that's what you were expecting, you're in the right place. Now, yes, so as Mina was saying, we talk a lot about things in our LinkedIn in general. And today, as in these opportunities,
we have a special guest today, which we should, I think we should.
That is very true. And I was getting to that. Hello, Garcia. So let me actually introduce the session a bit, and then we'll go into what we're talking about, and maybe you have something to share with us.
Yeah.
So Mina, today is dedicated to financial services industry. We have a lot of clients and a lot of success in supporting operations across a wide variety of financial services organizations that use daily our solution. We haven't mentioned it. It's called Vinton. It's an AI note taker and helps people capture conversations and turn them into Salesforce data. We'll get to that more in detail very shortly. Now, financial services today, and it's a special opportunity because a lot of our clients customize their Salesforce. They have very specific configurations that they use to support their businesses. And one of these configurations that we see very often is among clients that are in financial services and they are wealth advisors or money and financial advisors in general. And to talk a bit more about that and to show us a bit of a demo, we've invited Garcia, and Garcia is a new member of our team coming directly from that industry. So who are you? Where are you? What are you all about?
Well, it's almost 1 month. So I'm in Vinton almost 1 month. So I'm like in the new home. I'm come from financial services. I work in a advisory firm. So I was in the backstage, not acting like an advisor. So helping understand like a sales operations, how to improve the CRM, and that's only we work here. Can I show what we have?
Yes, and actually, while you share your screen, if you've been following our LinkedIn and our communication, you might have seen Nicolas Garcia's face before. Because he was on a podcast episode with us.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So
yes, he's already famous.
So he's already famous. He's the man.
And now he jumped on board, and we're so excited to have you, Nicolas. Show us what you want to kind of show us.
Yes. So if you could just let me know when you see my screen.
Yep. We are on.
Okay. So the idea here, we talked to a lot of our customers, our clients, and they almost all of them use person account setup for Salesforce. So we try to mock up some experience here. And you brought sometimes when you have financial firm like a wealth management one or advisory, you have another parallel system that works for as a financial system to send orders, allocation orders. You have their profile there as well. So you already bring some information, like of course the name. You have some identification between the systems, and the professionals sometimes become with the profile. Yeah. And thinking about this communication between Salesforce and this other system, you have to be a risk profile, investor type, to fill some requirements to invest in different products, for example. And this is it. This is our experience. You can have a personal identification.
So that makes sense. So what you're saying is that these design and experience in Salesforce is very common across financial advisory
Yes.
organization. And I can see a couple of use cases for our technology there, right? One is who is the person, so the characteristics, the profile of the person that we are engaging as a customer. The second is what products, right? So the discussion and the orders regarding the product, and then probably some reviews. And Vinton helps across those use cases, right? Because it will capture the conversation and turn it into the data on these profiles.
The idea is,
Sorry.
yeah, just to finish, the idea is to make Vinton act like the assistant, an proactive assistant, because it's going to hear the call, the meeting, and note and feeling write down the feelings about the clients. Like we have this field we called highlights. When you Vinton is going to hear and write down the communication temperaments, the triggers and the way of speaking from when the next time the advisor is going to call the client, he remembers, oh, I'm calling to Mina and she's like that, something like that.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly, we have a person account created. Mina opened an account with your organization and it's created. So we have all of these many fields that financial advisors have to fill. So when you're having a conversation with me, Nicholas has set it up in the background where it would fill all of these fields automatically for the meeting that I'm having. Is that what it is?
It is. That's
So,
the idea.
You know what we should do, Luca? We should try it out and show everybody else how it works.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. And what do we call this product, by the way? We call it
Field Agent.
Field Agent. Well, it has the name agent. And, again, if you've been following, you've heard already, how revolutionizing this product is. And we are, forced to be trying it right now.
Yes.
So
I have a script ready.
Oh, you came
I
prepared?
have a script ready. I also have so this is me.
Oh, you're entering in character now. Okay.
This is my character.
So the setup, the scene, the context that we have here is a conversation between I'll be the financial advisor.
And I'll be the rich person because that.
You will be the person that has money to invest.
Yeah.
That sounds quite right. And as part of this conversation, I'll ask you a few questions about your financial, to estimate, to understand your financial profile, your propensity to risk, how much money you actually have, and some personal information as well. And the expectation is, if Garcia is true to his word, is that all of that information will automatically flow in Salesforce. So that becomes an efficient, very efficient assistant in that case, because normally an AI note taker, as we've seen it before on these LinkedIn's as well, stops at, I'll create the notes, I'll create a summary, I will draft a follow-up email. You will do all of that and automatically update records in Salesforce.
So you don't really have to do anything.
That's correct.
After the meeting. Just review, approve.
Well, you can focus on making your very wealthy customers
Yes, you can
happier.
You can give rich people more attention.
Exactly.
We need it.
Okay, so the simulation actually, and I have my mobile here.
Let's go.
We'll pass by one of the use cases that our wealth advisors tell us that they live through every day, which is an in-person conversation. So to record this conversation, we're going to use my mobile phone, and I'm going to go to Salesforce, open the account of this particular person, and then record it. Now, how does it work? Well, you'll see me clicking on Salesforce. I can go into my accounts. As Nicholas was saying, in this particular setup, a person account is the key record for Mina. You can see Mina is set up, is the same that we saw earlier. And I have a big blue Hey Vinton button that I'm going to tap on. And as I do that, it launches the experience of the recording. Now, this is an in-person meeting, so I am going to record our conversation. And the way we hear our clients using this in that moment when you pull out your phone and you put it on the desk, you say, well, you know what they say? They say, you know what? I'm very bad at taking notes, but I really don't want to miss any detail of our conversation. So if you don't mind, I'll transcribe our conversation and then send you the automated updates that I get from it. Mina, well, it's a pleasure to finally sit down with you. Since we're starting from a blank canvas, I'd like to understand more the human side of your balance sheet first. Now, can you tell me a bit more about what you do and what your family looks like?
Of course. So I'm the director of special projects at NASA. And my cash flow is quite steady. It's usually around $7,000 US dollars, by the way.
Did you say 7,000?
70,000. I'm so sorry.
Did you say 70,000?
70,000 US dollars per month, by the way. Family-wise, my husband Jacob Elordi and I are focused on our two boys.
So Mina Elordi,
Jacob Elordi, yes, that's me.
I see. Okay.
So we're focused on our two boys. Jacob 1 is 8, and Jacob 2, Jacob the second is 5.
Okay, we are in fantasy territory here, so quite rightly we choose Jacob as a husband. So that's great stage of life to start planning. With the boys being so young, how do you view investment risk? If the market becomes very choppy tomorrow, how would that affect your sleep?
Honestly, I'm fairly conservative. I work very hard for this capital. So seeing a drop of more than 10% would really bother me and my sleep. Don't want those dark circles now, do I? I'm looking for steady growth rather than trying to beat the market. My horizon is long-term, at least 15 years, but the capital preservation is high priority for me.
Right. Well, that's a clear signal for our strategy. That's very good to know. Now, to get the full picture, I need to know about the assets that you may have outside of what we will be managing. Where else is your wealth currently held?
Well, I have about $1.2 million at Goldman Sachs. I keep it there because Jacob has long-standing relationship with the broker, whom he trusts, obviously. Then I have $300,000 in a high-yield account at HSBC just for our peace of mind liquidity.
Okay, right. Well, that's understood. So that's 1.5 million in total held elsewhere. And I need to ask you about the primary goal, right? So the primary goal for that money, is it also retirement, or are you earmarking it for something specific?
So the big goal is actually education funding. So I want to ensure both Jacob 1 and Jacob 2 have their entire university and post-grad expenses.
Okay.
Hollywood is expensive, fully covered at the highest level, no matter where they choose to go.
Right. Well, that's a noble and very achievable goal. Let's make that our North Star, right? And then just thinking about our next steps, what you should expect from me is that I will prepare a risk capacity analysis. That's how we call the first document that we create based on the 10% threshold that you mentioned, and I will do that by next Tuesday. On your side, if you could actually provide the HSBC statement so I can kind of confirm the liquidity that you just mentioned.
I can do that. I'll have Jacob scan that and send it over by Friday.
Let's hope Jacob can find the scanner. Well, perfect. And I've noted today, is the 28th of May, of course, as our initial discovery date. We should set our next review date, maybe around the 20th of June, if that works for you, maybe 2 p.m.
Yeah, I think so. What I'll do is I'll check my calendar and confirm as well, but 20th works fine for now.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. I look forward to it. I'll send you an invite.
Thank you. And now
I'm out of that. Now,
Mina. Now I'm back. I'm
Elordi.
Mina now.
Right now, what is happening is that I've recorded the conversation. I stopped the recording, and now we're ready to push it into Salesforce. Right.
I'd like to add, Luca, that as financial advisor routine, there are some monthly reviews that the advisors do with the clients. So it was a discovery call, a first one, when the client comes aboard. And then depending on the tier of the client, you can do a lot of meetings. And the idea of keep Vinton besides you is because he's going to understand the highlights of the clients, the feeling, the way you talk, like you were in a good meeting and you were really happy together. But sometimes it could be the opposite. The client could be stressed, or and so
Yeah.
that's the idea.
And in the meantime, I'm actually navigating all the way into the same account, the same person account that he showed earlier, so that we can actually see what Vinton is doing in the background. And actually, just as I did that, you can see that it's identified immediately that there was a new meeting. It's added it into the account, and as expected, it's produced already some artifacts. But what I kind of also wanted to note here is that field agent, and you might have seen it, it was running for a few seconds and now it's updated the account. So just very briefly, because this is happening in real time, we have the full recording and the full transcript. So this is the full conversation. We can go back to it. Most importantly, Vinton has used this to produce a very interesting summary. It's helping us understand a bit more. It's also produced a number of additional information, but importantly, this is the capturing of the moments of the conversation. It's drafted a follow-up email for us. Hey, Mina, great pleasure to get to know more about you. This is what we discussed. This is what I commit. Next steps are also available here. Mina needs to provide a HSBC statement. I actually probably will need to send the invite, set the next meeting, and then send the invite and so forth. And then importantly, we see a new field here. If you're familiar with Vinton, you might have not seen this before. This is the brand new superstar, and it's field agent. So it's actually telling us that 10 fields have been updated on the account. So let me actually do my Command R and do a bit of refresh of this page. And based on this conversation now, behind the scenes, Vinton not only has kind of created a very efficient way for me to handle this, but it's also updated the entries in Mina's profile.
So my
here.
profession is director of special projects at NASA.
You are
So
definitely director of special process, and that it's also updated when we met for the last time. Well, it's today, definitely. We've also planned an upcoming meeting.
On the 20th.
This was all empty before, by the way. Next steps, it's captured the next steps that we mentioned. It's helping us understand. Oh, we don't know. So the additional information here, because of the way that it's set up, is kind of assigning the rest of the family what we know about them, and their name, their surname, how old they are, their relationship to the main person, and then probably something more about their age, which is missing for Jacob.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. If we had talked about it, it would have been here.
That's very true. And then we have also updated the financial profile, right? So how is this all happening, Mina? Tell us, about the steps that field agent is following here.
So what's happening is that we have configured a rule in the admin panel, which admins can configure. So as soon as the call is processed, you're still getting the insights they used to get before, the summary, the follow-up, the next steps, and the transcript, coaching, sentiment, all of that included. So that is still happening. But what field agent, exactly. So what field agent does is that it gives you the ability to directly update the fields within Salesforce. So for instance, right now you've had an initial meeting, and there are certain fields that you fill after an initial meeting that you've had with me, whereas you would go maybe to the recording, look at the summary and say, okay, this is what I need to change, and I'm going to change it on Salesforce and everything. So what Vinton does is take care of that for you. So anything that's recurring, or that's something that you do after every meeting, we can configure it based on the type of the meeting, the record that you're on. So right now we have person accounts. You can do it for opportunity, you can do it for contacts, custom objects, whichever object that you want. So the goal is to make sure that after a meeting, we reduce the amount of manual effort that you have to do, so you focus on your customers. and we focus on the manual stuff.
Well, it's quite impressive actually. Is this like a static process, or is it dynamic? Meaning, this information will evolve over time.
Yeah.
So the new information, how will it relate to the information that I already have?
Yeah. So for example, for this particular example, this was a new account, which means that you did not have anything. But if you have another meeting with the same person about something else, what we would do is we would use everything that you have in the account as context and update the information based on that. Now you have the ability to configure it. So for sometimes you would want to have a log of all the conversations that you've had, or sometimes you would want to take in the information that was present already in the field and the conversation that you've just had and create a new value for the field that you've had, right? Such as status, for example, if you want to change it, or maybe next steps, next times when you have another meeting, the next steps would change. So you would want to completely update that and have the next steps that are there for the next meeting. So again, it is
Yeah, I like the client highlights, right? Because it's basically capturing and helping me understand a bit more, kind of under the skin.
Yeah.
And it tallies up with what you're saying, because you're saying next time we have a conversation, maybe we add another angle.
Exactly. So
but we everything that is here is still relevant.
Correct.
So it's still considered to produce the new update.
So for instance, for client highlights, we would configure it in a way that next time you have a meeting, if I have any more highlights that should be added to this field, we would take the information from this field and the next conversation and update it based on the latest conversation that you've had.
Yeah.
And you can show it however you'd like to show it. So for example, if you just want to have one paragraph which summarizes everything, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to have multiple paragraphs that gives you update per meeting, you can do that as well. So it's highly customizable based on how you use your Salesforce or how you would like to fill the fields, right, that you have. And for different fields, you might have different logic, right? You can't have the same logic for each field.
So basically, you're saying AI note taker does its job, brings back the basics, let's say, that you expect from an AI note taker, summary, information, and then two things are triggered. One is a set of rules. Oh, since you are in an account that is linked to this particular process, we need you to see and if there are updates relating to these fields.
Correct.
And then each individual field has a set of instructions or prompts.
Correct.
That
yes.
are very
Exactly.
easy to,
Exactly.
like when we talk
Yes.
to our GPT.
So for example, this was a discovery call. Now you would fill different fields when you have it when you're in a discovery call, for example. So we can configure it to the level that you decide what fields should fill on based of the type of the call that you are. So
Yes.
the customizations that we offer with Field Agent are based on how you use your CRM in a day-to-day, and it has multiple use cases. You don't use it and you just update fields, or you don't just like go and have the same information for every call. So
True.
Field Agent gives you the ability to customize it to the level based on the use case that you have.
And now we have the expertise on both sides. One, the industry expertise with Garcia, and two, we've always had the data scientist that sits next to me, with all the money that I spent to, have you study, the prestigious institution here in the UK. Was it Exeter?
Exeter
University. There we go. We're now putting it to very good use.
Luca, there's one more scenario about financial services that's often, again, using that parallel system with financial system. We could do a allocation order by an audio note, for example. I send you a script if you want to quickly read in your WhatsApp, if you have time to record and test the real-time creation allocation.
Let me see. I have a, do not disturb.
Maybe we can order an allocation for her to bring this money from the emergency reserve.
So this might actually help answer a question that I'm actually seeing asked on our LinkedIn page. If our functionalities are adapted to the financial services industries, Well, yes and no, as in they're adapted from a compliance perspective, because we've gone through a lot of through a lot of hurdles in order to make it fully compliant for financial services. But I see your discovery framework. Actually, as I do this, Garcia, can you talk about the supernova configuration and how we've incorporated that in Vinton?
Yes. The supernova actually is a method to follow the follow-up of the client. And the idea is to always check up some points with the client. So you have a monthly review, you have a quarterly review, and the annually review when you go to an in-person meeting, for example, and do 1 hour meeting of talking more of the reviewing the financial goal, the primary goal of their life. Meanwhile, in a monthly review, for example, you're just to talk about 15 minutes, or you have just to check the next steps of the client. So the idea is to keep this financial org, or this to apply Vinton to your routine, something like that. Could I answer?
Um,
And actually, if you could refresh your page again, I think the client highlights will be in your page. I think it didn't update yet.
okay, so I'm refreshing.
Let's try it.
Uh,
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh, there we go. So
So
the highlights are, also, and that shows the flexibility, well, of the
and,
uh,
and
system that we're using, but also the
one more
how.
thing about the routine of about an advisory firm, for example. Sometimes when an advisor evolves and brings more clients, you have to pass or make a transition for older clients or smaller clients. And this kind of field that Vinton always keep up to date, like the highlight, is important to not lose this, or to not make a real gap between
It's
new
like a
advisors.
client, yeah, well, client summary, client highlights. I think you're right. Look, we're running out of time, so I want to make sure that I'm, updating. So the scenario that you're describing is probably, that, it's either a review or a follow-up conversation that I've had with Mina, but I didn't record that. It didn't happen, maybe it was a phone call or it was an impromptu meeting, but, I have important information that I want to bring back. So what I want to do is to go back to my Salesforce, and instead, earlier I was recording an in-person meeting. I now recording a voice note, and I have updates because quick update on Mina fixed income opportunity. We just confirmed the allocation. The client agreed to bring the 300,000 altogether that she held away into a CDB. That's a bank issued fixed income bond. Since they've already approved the rate, I'm sending the mobile notifications. She should accept it by May 30th. I think we can do that. For next steps, I will send a digital contract for signature this afternoon, and the client will initiate the wire transfer from their primary account by tomorrow morning. Everything is on track. So very good update, actually, because and I think what we are expecting to see, I got a thumb up from Vinton, so the information has been captured in Salesforce, and now the expectation is what Mina was describing, right? So the information is not static, but it's dynamic. So there will be, if I refresh this page, there will be a new update running. It's now processing. The first step will be to produce the data as an AI taker. So it will give us a summary, the follow-up email, the details will be laid out in a way that it's easy for us to read. There we go.
See you later.
And then create agent is running.
It runs really fast though.
It should create a new record.
I can,
Look at
there
that.
we go. A new allocation order is created. And as
click on that.
Garcia was saying, is created a new record. So I can actually
Yes.
click on this or go to the dedicated page.
Yeah.
And now we have a new record created. You can see that not only we're updating existing records, we're also creating new records. And in the detail, we have exactly what we said. We have a CDB for 300K is actually in the right place because it should make a reference to the account, and is available also. If I go back to the account, you should see it. I don't know if you updated that, Garcia, or not, but in the allocation, we should see the order allocated. There we go. It was, oh no.
So
Yeah,
Oh,
if it goes refresh.
I could refresh.
there you
Oh,
go.
okay. So it took just its time because it's running, but it's not running that fast. But that's the expectation, right? So you have new information, you have fresh information. As a matter of fact, I believe if we go back to here,
I think
there
this
might
template
changes.
just creates the allocation order.
Okay, so no, in this case, we're just focused on the allocation order that
product.
obviously is in the right place and
Yes.
is
Again,
created.
because right now we've just configured creating a new allocation order, but we can have a rule that updates as well. So this is up to you, which if you
Or both.
want, exactly, you can have both. It's not limited to just one
Yeah.
rule at a time. There can be multiple rules running on the same recording. So it can create a new record if relevant, and also update the record that you've linked it to at the same time. So
It's amazing. It's just revolutionary. Why is that important? I think we can all see what's in front of us. The efficiency, the amount of time saved is incredible. It gives back, the estimates from our clients is around an hour per day given back of time that is spent probably in building better relationship with clients rather than better databases. But the importance of having a constantly refreshing and updating database with very good, solid, in-depth information comes when you think that you want to overlay AI on top of it. Your strategy in the future will involve AI, the use of AI. The
correct.
more data, the better information we have in our context, in the context of our database. If that's Salesforce, that will be paramount, and it will be the determining factor for the success of any future strategy. So that's why our clients love it, and that's why we've run out of time, because we get excited, very excited. How do I get out? Oh, here, stop sharing so you see our faces. Here we are. This was fun.
Yeah, exciting. We're doing a lot of fun things.
Yes. Yes. Talking about a lot of things, we've seen, we use a mobile solution, which actually lives behind Salesforce on your mobile, or it could actually be self-contained. We have big, massive updates
coming up for the mobile app. We have done a lot of changes, and we've increased the user experience massively. So maybe the next LinkedIn Live that we have, we'll talk about the mobile app. And
what is it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever you want.
And by the way, you will find us we're here in London for London's calling. So come to the booth. I don't think they have a number, so there's only 5 or 6 booths in the area where the fun happens. Come and talk to us. In London's calling, we are giving away a laptop to a prize draw among the participants. Then we're taking all of that and we're bringing it to Milan. So we'll be in fashionable Milan.
Yes.
Mina will be there. In full fashion. We'll dressed up with a uniform, Vinton uniform. So come and say hello. We are in the sponsor area. It's right in the middle. I don't know how to define it. I think we have a number, but
you'll see us. You'll see us.
You look for Vinton. You'll find us in the sponsor area in Milan, and that's happening on the 11th. So the 5th of June is the next week. Yes, and next week, Friday, find us in London. Then the 11th of June, find us in Milan. Then we're back and we're a London World Tour. So, come and say hello, London World Tour. We're not sponsoring London World Tour, but we'll be there and we'll make noise and we'll have some things to show. And then lastly, but importantly, we will be in Zurich. So we are sponsoring alongside our partner locally in Switzerland, Mavericks. You'll find us on the floor, on the shop floor, on the what it's called, the exhibitors floor in Zurich for the Zurich World Tour there as well. And that is on the, do I remember? 16th of, I have a thumb up from someone who's hiding and doesn't want to be in the call. 16th of June, Zurich. So touring the world.
come and say hello.
Come and say
we
hello
would-
and check out the new mobile
Yes.
app. Ask us about
And
it because it's amazing.
Exactly. We would love to show you everything live on the booth and come
Yeah.
and say hello, and we would love to
as-
explain how it works.
As you see, it works. It's not like a demo, like a
Yeah.
power. It works. You refresh the page and it's there.
Yeah.
We were refreshing with you guys.
So Luca can give the demo, and if you have any technical questions, I'll be there to answer. So
Exactly. I also can
Maybe.
dance. I sing. I can cook.
Whatever-
Just come and
whatever
say
you
hello. Very cool. Well, thank you, Garcia. You are a superstar. We're so excited to have you on board with
Thank you,
us.
Luca.
And our clients will be so glad that you speak their language, not only in terms of Brazilian, but specifically in terms of financial services.
Nice. It's a
Thanks.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Mina.
Thank you, Luca, for having me.
Thank you.